it's Graham Potter's first Premier League game as Chelsea manager. Does he have to win it?
Normally you say he doesn't, but I think he does. I think it's one of those early games where you don't look at Potter and say, well, is he going to be good enough long term, because the result is not, maybe it's not great, but at the very least, it's going to stop the talking about it for the most part, right? Every win gives him a little bit more time, so nobody is questioning in the media and in the stands if he was the right choice. So you look at Crystal Palace, you look at the first games, it hasn't been great just yet. This Chelsea team is hard to figure out, isn't it? I'm looking at this Chelsea team, and if you ask me today to pick Premier League best 11, I don't think there's one Chelsea player that I even think about. Well, no, differently. There are players that I may think about, Reece James, say, but I don't think I actually put him in the starting 11. So there wouldn't be one that I, at this moment, could honestly say, yes, he deserves it based on the way he's played. Maybe Reece James the closest to it. So I think he does have that problem. He still has a problem of not having momentum, not having the confidence, even in the players that he picks in the starting 11. And he's still, Thiago Silva's playing well, but is that really what you want when you're continuously talking about Thiago Silva, where he has to continuously play just about every game at his age? Questionable. So I think it's one of those games that he has to win, so the negativity in the media stops and nobody's asking questions, at least for a week.
Yeah, it's interesting as well with Palace, because we know they can cause teams problems, no matter if it's like being the best start for them or not. We saw what happened against City, and obviously City turned that around, but we know they can be tough to come up against. I want to know, though, on the Chelsea side of things, is there a player that you feel may get a second chance, may get a second shot to step up under Potter? I'm interested if Pulisic's name comes into this at all, because the timing of that little extract coming from his book about Tuchel that we've talked about at length on ESPN FC. I don't know whether that was like the best way to deal with things for him, or if even the timing is kind of saying to his new coach as well, there might be a lot of thinly veiled messages in this. Please, can we have a better relationship? I'm willing to play for you, and I want to have this more transparent relationship.
Yeah, the timing sometimes is purposeful, isn't it? Nothing he can do about it. I'm not sure when he wrote that book and when it was all starting. I think Potter is smart enough to know that was the relationship he had with Thomas Tuchel. That doesn't mean that's going to be the same relationship that he's going to have with Christian right now. So I would just wait. Is he going to get the chances? I think he will. Every player is going to get their chances. Obviously, Tuchel didn't play against Japan for United States. We'll see if on Tuesday he's well enough to play against Saudi Arabia. So let's just wait and see, because he's unavailable right now. But I still think that the most important player to get playing and playing well and quickly is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. This is the issue that Thomas Tuchel. I think this is the issue that Graham Potter has had at Brighton. He solved that, if you like to say that, but nobody was paying attention. Let's be honest. With Potter, if he didn't have a real number 9, because Mopé wasn't scoring goals, let's be honest, nobody really cared in the bigger scheme of things. But people care now, because you're a manager of Chelsea Football Club, and you can no longer say, well, yeah, I don't have a number 9. Kai Havertz doesn't score enough, and everybody else doesn't score enough. Right now, you have Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, who I think is going to be the key to everything. He would have been the key to Thomas Tuchel, and he's going to be key, I think, to Graham Potter. Because the French players, everybody else, I think, once they have that player where they feel that Oba can score, I think makes a difference. Look at Arsenal, look at Gabriel Jesus. What a difference that makes.
Yeah, it's such an interesting situation with Aubameyang, isn't it? Coming in because he thought he was going to be playing under Tuchel.
Thank you very much for watching ESPN FC on YouTube. For more highlights, analysis and exclusive content, be sure to subscribe.